Hey YouTube, welcome back to my neck of the woods. My name's Dika, where I share my experience, my knowledge, hoping to lessen your learning curve. So today I'm going to talk about a bottom rig, a double hook bottom bait rig. Now it's very versatile. You can use it for many other applications. This is just what I use it for. But if you're just starting out fishing and you're learning knots or things like that, this will be very, very helpful. I am not a beginner, but this is a knot that I use and a rig that I use. And it's just very versatile. I don't want to tell you this is the only knot you're going to use, but it's pretty damn close, and it's strong, and it doesn't fail. All right, so if you have, I'm going to start with saltwater application. This video might be a little long. Usually a knot or a line tying or a rig video is usually very short, but I'm going to cover a lot and try to give you all the information that I have about this, all right? So before I get started, please sub my channel, like my videos, and make some comments, all right? So I'm going to start with sort of saltwater application here. If you use a rig like this, where you're trying to get two hooks on there, you'll tie this to your main line, and then you'll tie this to, maybe you'll have a teaser over here, and then maybe bait, or maybe bait on both hooks, or something like that. If you use something like that, we're all using these things, right? The tactical angler clips, we're all using those. My striped bass leader or saltwater leader usually consists of, this is a 50-pound fluorocarbon, usually a tactical angler hook, and then on the other side I have a barrel swivel. All right, I have some hooks here that I'm going to talk about. I've got some 8/0 circle hooks, and that's usually what I fish when I fish with fish for bait, usually for striped bass, fish with bait, excuse me. All right, so I'm going to show you what I do and how I do it. And sorry if this is a little long, but the knot is called a surgeon's knot. If you don't know what a surgeon's knot, I'm going to show you how to tie it. It's very, very easy. I was going to do one of those videos where you use an oversized hook and some bright colored line, and all you see is my hands. But I think there's just more information that I can give you about this rig and about this knot than I can do in that application. All right, so I have 50-pound fluorocarbon. That's what I use for a saltwater leader. Excuse me. And I take about an arm's length. You can't really see the end of my arm, but about an arm's length. And it will vary on application depending on how long you want your leader to be. All right, so I'm going to clip it like this. All right, and the surgeon's knot. This is the surgeon's knot. So I have a piece, I don't know, maybe it's 18 inches long here. Maybe that. Might be longer. Maybe actually, it's probably longer. It's probably closer to 2.5 feet, maybe. All right, so we have our surgeon's knot. This is what the surgeon's knot is. All right, we just fold it over, like so. All right, a good little bit there, right? Fold it over, and then you're just gonna make one overhand knot. So you're gonna have it like this, right? And then you make one overhand knot, right? And then another, like so. Moisten it, and then pull it. You want that down a little bit over here. All right. And that's your surgeon's knot, like this. So now we have, on this side, that is strong as an ox. It's not going to let go. It's basically two overhand knots. Excuse me if I'm sweating. It's about 95 degrees in my where I am right now. So I turned off the AC so I can do this. So that's a surgeon's knot. It's just a loop. A lot of people use this for snelling hooks. A lot of those double rigs that you see out there are double snelled. And this is just a little bit different. This is the loop that you would find at the top of like those pre-made snelled hooks that you would get. It's a surgeon's knot. All right, so we're going to clip that tag end. Doesn't have to be pretty. Ooh, just flung at the cat. All right, so now we got the tag end, and we have the surgeon's knot right here. All right, so now we'll do the other side, right? And depending on how long you want your leader, that will take some practice on what you're doing, but just for the sake of what we're doing here, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So hold it like so. We go over once, we go over twice, pull it through, moisten that knot a little bit, and then pull it. Oh, see, messing up a little bit, but and then pull it snug, just like so. All right, so then we will take our tag end and we'll clip that off. All right, oh, I am sweating. All right, so now we have 2 surgeon knots, 1 on either side. Now what you could do with this is you can take, if you wanted a tactical angler's clip, you can clip that right on here. And you put your hook right on here. I'll show you how to put a hook on in a minute. But this is the double hook bottom rig. So we have this so far. This is actually a good size, a good length. All right? And then what I do is I'll take them, put them together like this, and I'll take the other end. And then I will do 1 more surgeon's knot. So we'll go over like so. Oopsie, sorry, put it on camera here. Around once, and around twice. Moisten that knot, and then pull it tight. So I've done 3 surgeon knots, inside of a couple minutes, not even. I would do it even in less time if it wasn't on camera. And then, so we have something like this, then we pull it, snug it down. So right now, we have something like this, right? So we're gonna put a hook here, and a barrel swivel there. Now, how do you put the hook on, right? It's so easy. So easy, and it's so versatile, and you can change out hooks as you choose without retying. That's why I like this surgeon's knot. So you pinch the end like so, and then you feed it through the eye of the hook. Excuse me, feed it through the eye of the hook. I'm trying to do this on camera for you, I'm sorry. Oh, I think I gotta pinch it just a little bit more. Feed it through the eye of the hook like so. All right, and then we take this piece and we just wrap it right around the hook. Very similar to like the finishing of a Palomar knot. So we have this, and then that just pulls the hook right onto itself. Now I can take that off and I can change that to a weight. I can change that to a teaser. I can change that to a plug. I can change it to anything I want on there, right? All right, so we have that, and then we have our other hook over here, our other piece. Trying to go quick, but it's going to be cover a lot here. All right, so he's exactly like so. I've threaded that through, just like the other one. Then we thread it around, and then we pull it taut. And it seats on itself. So now we have 2 hooks right here on a rig, and then I would just do the same thing with a barrel swivel on that end, like this one. I've got a barrel swivel, and then these 2 pieces come off like so. Make sense? Makes sense. All right, so I'll show you how easy it is to take these hooks off. Just as easy as we got them on. Just gonna push through like so, and it pops right off. That hook is gone. You can put a different hook on there. You can put anything that you really want on there, and then the same thing over here. We just push that off like so, and we just pull it out. All right, now for the sake of an example, I'm going to show you what else you can do with this rig right here, this exact same rig. Chances are you would make it longer. You would make it longer. So if you wanted to do something like a drop shot, freshwater fishing, a drop shot, right? You would put a weight here. You would put your bait here. Then you would put a barrel swivel here. And then you would have your drop shot rig, right? If you wanted to do something similar to a Carolina rig, you would put, you would put, say you wanted two hooks on a double Carolina rig. Put 1 hook here, 1 hook here, then you'd put your barrel swivel here, and then on your main line before the barrel swivel, you'd put your your egg weight that slides up and down, the barrel weight that slides up and down. It's very versatile. It's a great knot, and I use it for almost anything. So right now my striper pole has something about twice as long as this, and I have my barrel swivel here. I have like a bucktail teaser here, and then probably about maybe 6 to 8 inches down, I have a circle hook that I put bait on it, and I'll just jig it through, and I catch things on the teaser, and I catch things on the bait. You know, 2 hooks are better than 1. With this hook, with this one, excuse me, with this one, I just put 2 hooks on this, and they don't really tangle either because they're short. I think if you made them longer, they might tangle. But I'll connect this to my main line, and I will put 2 hooks on this, and I'll put like 2 pieces of chunk mackerel on it. You know, and what I'll do is I'll just slowly jig it on the bottom, mostly sandy bottom stuff that I do there. And if I wanted to make it into a Carolina rig, I can make this into a Carolina rig. All I do is just, you know, put the barrel weight right here on the top of my main line, and then when they pull this, they don't, obviously everyone knows how a Carolina rig, if you don't know how a Carolina rigs, when they pull the bait, they don't get the weight. The weight just kind of sits there. But you can use the weight for casting distance and to sort of get this to sort of float up. But, so, other things. So if you were going to do something like this, right, and you wanted to, actually, let's use the other one here. This one right here. So say you have your barrel swivel here, right? And then you have, say you have, I don't know, say you got a plug down here, right? Or say you're going to put an extra leader on top of this or whatnot. Yeah, if you want to put your tactical angler clip onto this, I mean, it's easy peasy. I mean, it just goes right on, you know? Just slide it right. Of course, I can't do it on camera, right? But it does just slide on. I could figure it out, right? There, slides right on, no problem, right there. And then you can hook your plug. So say you were going to use it as a teaser. Say you had little sand eel on that piece, right? You have your barrel swivel here, tactical angler clip here, and then I don't know. Say you want to put a bucktail down there, or another plug, or say you had a plug with a teaser on it, or whatnot. Easy, and it's not one of those knots that are going to fail. Like the weakest part of a knot that I think is like the fear of it coming unwound once tension is on it. I mean, I can pull these short of hurting my fingers, but this is 50-pound fluorocarbon, but I mean, it's not going anywhere. And the weakest part of this connection, right? So say, let's put a hook on there just for the sake of argument here. You gotta pinch it again, right? I'm really sorry if this video is too long. I just think there's a lot of information about this, and I just want to plug it all together. If you watch this far, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. All right, so you plug it through like this, right? You bring it around. And when you pull it through, right, it's going to seat itself, right? You could even, if you wanted to, you can even pull both ends, tag ends up, and have it seat like that, where the loop seats on itself. The weakest part of this is right there. That's, if there's going to be any failure, it's going to be right there. It's not going to be here. Those are 2 overhand knots. They're not coming undone. They're not coming unwound, no matter how much tension you put on them. I mean, if you oversee like how much tension for the pound test, absolutely. But for this to fail, at this point, the 50-pound fluorocarbon would have to fail, not the chance of this coming unwound. I've never had a Palomar knot come unwound, which is an excellent knot, but sometimes like a uni knot or an improved clench knot or a clench knot, sometimes with enough pressure, and especially if when you maybe you didn't moisten it or something like that, they will come unwound. It's happened. It's happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to other people too. But that's the surgeon knot, and that is my double hook bottom rig. This one right here. This is the double hook bottom rig. Obviously, you can make these the length that you want to make them. Let's put a spring all over the place here. But the surgeon's knot. If you haven't learned a surgeon's knot, learn a surgeon's knot. And the possibilities are relatively endless. You can change this out. You can change this if you want to put a teaser on something, you want to put a weight on something, you want to put a different size hook on it. You don't have to retie. And anyone who's in the fishing world, sometimes retying can be a pain in the ass. It can be a windy day, or you could be out fishing at night, or whatever. This way you don't have to. And it's very versatile and very easy. All right, thanks for watching. Sub the channel, and I'll talk to you guys later. Be well.